Okay, we're going to graph another sine one. And just like every other one that we've ever done, we need to list down what we've got, right? So we've got a number in front of the sine, so that's A equals 1/2, which is, of course, your amplitude, right? And then I'm going to do everything at once as I'm going. We have got pi over 4, which is 1/4 pi. So the B is 1/4, right? And you always use that to find the period. So the period is going to be 2 pi divided by 1/4, which is the same thing as 2 pi times 4, which is 2 times 4, or 8 pi. Okay. Our vertical shift, and it's weird, I know sometimes I accidentally say horizontal, but it's really just because I'm thinking about the fact that we are taking the basically horizontal axis, right, and we're going to shift that either up or down. So ultimately we are taking that horizontal axis and we are going to shift it vertically up to, remember, I'm letting you be lazy, you don't actually have to write the word up or down, but you do need to give me an arrow so I know which direction you're going. And then our phase shift, let me find another color for it. Okay, our phase shift, we take the value of D, and that is pi over 2. So for the phase shift, we've got pi over 2 divided by 1/4, which is pi over 2 times a 4 over 1, which means it is a 2 pi. Okay, and because inside it is positive, remember, outside you go the same way, so if it's positive you're going up, if it's negative you're going down. Inside you go the opposite way, so if this is positive we're actually heading to the left, which is okay, we can handle that. So we're heading 2 pi to the left. Now, remember what I said about certainly you don't have anything on this, oh, wait, there we go. You don't have anything on this side of the graph, right? And so you guys are all worried about, well, where do I start? Number one, you can draw your lines if you want to, right? You would actually just have to draw 2 lines here, and you could start it there. Or if you also think about it, this is basically your starting point. Like your phase shift and your vertical shift, they ended up giving you the new origin. And so if we're supposed to be starting 2 pi to the left, and notice how I'm making it negative there, well, we can add the actual period of the graph. The period of the graph is 8 pi, right? And so remember, these are just cyclical. They just continually repeat. And the 5 points that we talk about as far as the pattern, those 5 points are just one chunk of the pattern. They literally just keep repeating. So you have multiple starting spots, I should say. So you can also start this bad boy at 6 pi. So I'm actually going to do it that way. If you're draw 2 extra lines and do it that way, go for it. But I'm going to, and here's what I'm hoping I'm going to do now. Nope, of course not. So I really wanted my writing to be separate, and I was going to just shrink that and then make the picture big. But all right, so let's see if I can remember all my stuff. Okay, so trying to hone in on this. So we had a vertical shift where it was we take the horizontal axis and we shift it up 2. So our new horizontal axis, I'm putting it in purple. I'm trying to keep with my color scheme. Okay, all right. And then we had a phase shift. Technically, we would have been over here at negative 2 pi to start with. But again, you can get a new starting point. Okay. So there's that. And again, it would have been, over here. That's a terrible dashed line, but it's the same thing. You're just going to repeat the cycle. Okay, of course, that's going to literally take, there we go. That wasn't connected or anything. All right. And so we got a couple things we got to look at. We are signing on the line. So let me switch to just a plain old black point right there. Signing on the line. Okay. And remember, you can take the period, right? The period was 8 pi. And remember, we have 5 points in our pattern. We already have 1 down, so we always divide by 4. So we need a point every 2 pi along the horizontal number line. Okay, so every 2 pi. So literally from here, I'm going to count 1, 2 over, and my next point is going to be on this line. So pattern for sine. We go on, above, on, below, on. And our amplitude, our amplitude is 1/2. I think that's why I picked this one. Because ultimately you're just literally going to go a half up, okay? Then you're going to be back on. Then you're going to be down below. And you're going down just a half. And then you would be back on over here. I just draw in that extra point. And then, of course, you can go backwards. From this point here, you can head back and you can be below, right? And then you're going to be back on. And then you're going to be above, right? And then 2 pi over again, you would be back on, which again is where you would have started if you'd just drawn in your lines and you were on, above, on, below, on. Repeat the cycle above, on, below, on. Okay? Let me draw this in, we'll go blue. Let's see how bad this is going to look. Oh, that's terrible. Please do a better job than me with that. All right, so there's one. Let me go make another couple.